So I've got my 2mm thick steel plate that I'm going to make an armour proof box for the battery. So I've marked it all out, the dimensions that I need. My other ones are over here. Got three lots, so I can make the battery. So I'm now cutting them. These discs are absolutely amazing. I bought 2, so but I didn't know how long they would last. Mate, they're actually just eating through this stuff. Saves me going through a load of discs, because I'll be going through loads of these to get through this. So I've just cut the 2 side pieces out. I'm now just about to cut one of the top plates, well, the top and the bottom plates, and the end plate out. Alright, there we go. I've got my top and my bottom, I've got my ends, and I've got my side pieces all cut out. Just going to mock it up and test to see if my battery fits inside of it. So yeah, just doing the battery box at the minute, just tacking them on there. Got to put the end panel on, the battery fits in there nice. So that's the result. So now I'm just test fitting to see if the battery fits on there nicely, and it does. I'm quite happy with that box. So that's what it looks like from inside. I've sealed it all up so that there's no water can get in the box. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this big hinge for the flap for the door for the main entrance of the battery. So I've cut some bits out to bolt the battery to the mobility scooter rather than weld it. So now the battery door is on there. It's all working nicely as it should. I've also got this other door hinge. I took part of the latch off for this and took the pin out so that the pin activates as the locking pin. So I'm thinking of welding that on there, something like that, so that I can slide the pin out. I've now welded the battery tabs onto the actual battery housing itself so that I can put my bolts through and secure that nicely, save it moving around. So there's the latch all nicely welded. So I drilled a hole through the pin so that I can slide that out and then insert it and then put a little pin through that hole so that it locks that pin in position. Quite pleased with how that's turned out. Just put my little pin through there and then that locks that in position. And there we go, that's what it looks like so far. All nice. That'll be covered anyway with a bit of rubber so you won't see that. So yeah, pretty cool. And this is what it looks like so far with the bit of body on the back. I've already made a bracket off camera, bolted that through the frame. I've then cut 3 more pieces off, and then these 3 pieces will be welded to that bottom plate. They'll be welded together like that. And then I've modified the original piece, cut through that part, and now that will be welded to that part down there like that, raising this part up away from that motor. This piece here will slide through that, and I'll show you this next bit. So they will look a little bit something like that, and then for my seat, and then the bodywork will go on like this. It's not all lined up, so it's just a rough sketch of what it's going to look like afterwards. And then yeah, so that's all pretty stealthy looking. So I'm going to crack on with that now. The next bit you'll see is it all done, completed. Alright, there we go. That is on there. You got those 3 welded together, and then we've got the bolts right through the bottom. So that bolts to that then bolts to the chassis, to the seat post. And then all I've done here is I've just bolted it to the chassis so that if I need to take it apart, I can just literally take the whole thing off and yeah, just service or need to do anything and take the battery off, can take the whole lot assembly off altogether. So, and then we got the bodywork to go over the top of that. I'll show you that now. So there you go, that's the bodywork on there. pretty stealthy, and once I've got my controller in there, that'll be totally hidden. And then I've got some mat, which is there, that go over the top of the battery. I'll seal around the battery as well to save that wire getting chomped with the metal. That'll all be rubberized, so that'll all be good. This will be covered so that it adds a little bit of a layer of protection and also hides the battery. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now I'll show you the bit with the seat now. So this is the bit with the seat. So that will just turn like that with that lever. I can move that from side to side so you can get off. And then this lever will move the whole seat assembly backwards. So that, yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. It's looking pretty stealthy to me. So the issue I was having, I just took it out for a little spin and the motor is getting a little bit too hot. I'm going to use this Surron motor, Surron Light B motor. I have to do some more modifications now, and I'm going to use this one. This one's a lot more powerful. Should have the torque. Yeah, it should have a lot more power, and I can put a lot more through this. This is standard, they're 12 kilowatts, so I can literally put 12 kilowatts through this if I wanted to. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to modify it now, and yeah, you'll see it afterwards. I ain't going to bore you. So it's going to be a Surron powered mobility scooter. So just going to do an update to the video here. That motor was getting hot, so I've had to take it out. So I've changed the sprocket to a 420 sprocket, in which case I have to change the rear sprocket on this axle to a 420. I'm going to do it a 37 tooth. I'm going to do it a 37 tooth sprocket, so that it's got a bit less resistance, because this is a lock diff, and yeah, I'm only running 5,000 watts anyway. So so that's, I've got to fabricate the mounting points for the Surron motor, so I've got a lot of work to do. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but I thought I'd keep you updated. This is going to be probably the last video of the mobility scooter until it's done, and then I'll just show you all done, and yeah, me nan riding it or me granddad riding it. So yeah, so I'll leave it up to you. I am thinking about not posting anymore on the channel, because I'm not getting any views, and I don't see the point in creating videos when no one watches them. So let me know in the comments how you feel about that. If anyone actually watches these videos, just drop a comment. Don't forget to like, because it helps the algorithm of the videos. So otherwise I'm just going to forget posting and forget my YouTube channel. So yeah, and I'll just continue to do my own thing. So alright guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments, and I'll speak to you soon if the video takes off. So yeah, see you later.